Here, except the team that's up 2-0 is now home. That's Dallas. Luka and Kawhi going head-to-head. And Luka on fire! He was clowning, smiling, hitting. Are you going to put Zubats on me? 11 in the first 3 minutes, ties him for the most by a player in the last 23 seasons. Mavericks up by as many as 19. One billionaire happy, the other not so much. But this Clipper team, they find their resolve and they find solid footing. Paul George hits the three. Kawhi, man, he had such a big night. And it's a 3-point deficit after the first, after it looked like they were going to get dump trucked. George, Splappa, Kawhi. They were 4 of 6 from beyond the arc in the first half. Then George, step back. At 19-point deficit, yeah, it's now a 3-point lead. Now it's 1. Make it 3. Leonard and George, 18 of 22 shooting in the first half. Highest percentage in any half as teammates. They should play together more, Steve. It works out well when they do. Clippers with the lead. Luka in the fourth down. Off the miss, put back. 3-point deficit. Ensuing possession. Kawhi. Yeah, how's that eye full of 3 feel? 77, not so much fun. And Kawhi kicks out. Rondo down the lane. And the lead grows to 8 midway through the fourth. It's now 9. Kawhi kicks to the corner. Marcus Morris, big 3. Things got a little chippy, understandable. But the Clippers, a game they obviously had to have, and they got it. A 10-point victory after being down early by 19. Both Leonard and George dialed in 24 of 35 when it was over from the floor. That 68.6 field goal percentage, highest in any game his teammates regular season or playoffs. Well, we welcome in Tim Legler. And Tim, I asked you earlier tonight what had to happen. We had to slow down Doncic at the start. Well, as we saw, that did not happen. The 2 stars for the Clippers were great, but this time of year, it's not just the stars. You got to get something from other spots. What else did they get on Friday night?
Yeah, Scott, you hit on it. First thing you need to do down 0-2 in the series when you lose 2 at home, your stars have to be great. You're not going to survive this situation if they're not, and they both were. Give them credit. But I love the way they moved the ball and the way they took advantage of a Dallas defense that made some horrible decisions on closeouts at the end of this game. When Clippers come down and moving this basketball around, there is no need for Kristaps Porzingis to go in a dead sprint out to Reggie Jackson and leave Morris wide open for the corner 3. But the extra pass gets it done. Here, once again, Kawhi's going to draw 2 on this reversal. Luka is upright. He's sprinting out to 30 feet to guard Rajon Rondo. No need to do that. Rondo takes advantage, puts it on the ground, gets all the way to the rim. And then one more bad decision. You have 2 guys, again, closing out at the same time on Reggie Jackson and allowing one more pass to the corner. So it was a combination in the biggest moments of the game of the Clippers making sure that multiple guys touched the basketball, and then the Dallas Mavericks just really doing a poor job defensively communicating when they were scrambling around out of those double teams and out of the pressure they were putting on Kawhi Leonard. So give the Clippers a lot of credit. They played with a lot of poise. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the box scores speak for themselves tomorrow. If you didn't see the game, you could pick it up and realize, yep, those guys played pretty darn well. But for me, Rajon Rondo was a guy that had his fingerprints all over this game. He also guarded Luka Doncic very effectively in the fourth quarter of this game. That might be something to look at going forward. More Rondo on the court, more minutes when Doncic is, and putting him out there to pester him and harass him and bother him. Their offense completely bogs down. If Luka Doncic doesn't have the basketball, I think the Clippers found something defensively in the second half of this game that they're going to use going forward. Let's see what adjustments Dallas can make now.
I thought the Mavs helped him to it early. Like they got shot happy quick. And I get it. You're trying to bury him, but they allowed the Clippers to creep back in it in a hurry. And as we saw, they had the lead by the half. Now look, it's just one win, and Luka did have 44. But if you're giving me a snapshot of what you think happens by the end of this series, what are you looking at? Which team you like?
I think Dallas wins the series if something very important happens. They cannot be this one-dimensional offensively. If you take a look at the second half of this game, the way that guys catch it and immediately their eyes start going back, where's Luka, trying to get the ball back to him. You've got to get more out of Kristaps Porzingis, and just throwing him the ball for these elbow post-ups and 20-foot post-ups. There's got to be something more creative to get him the ball in spots where he can be effective. Josh Richardson is a guy that I think needs to get more involved. Hardaway didn't have a very good shooting night, but he also didn't get very many touches. They were very sporadic and spread out. The only other guy, to me, besides Doncic, that looked like he was in rhythm was Jalen Brunson. That looked like a normal night for Brunson. Those other guys, it was so few and far between their decent opportunities. At times, I forgot they were even in the game. Dallas has to do a better job. This is not going to be Luka Doncic beating this team by himself. If they make that adjustment, get better balance, I think they can win Game 4 and take command of this series.
Look forward to this time of the year all year long. A chance to talk playoff basketball with you, Tim. We're just in the first round, so we got a lot of it to come, and I look forward to it. Thank you.
Me too, Scott.
Welcome to SportsCenter from our nation's capital. I'm Scott Van Pelt. We're with you for the next hour. It was a rough night for first quarter NBA Twitter. Looked like the Celtics were going to get smashed. Not so much. Looked like the Clippers were going to follow into an 0-3 hole. Dallas up huge, but they come roaring back. Got back into this series. Stephen A. Smith will join us a little bit later from Atlanta, where the New York Knicks could not buy a shot, and the Hawks were hot from three, and they take Game 3 of that series. Paul George is currently putting on the headset down in Dallas, and I believe he can hear us. Paul George, hey, congratulations on the victory. Scott Van Pelt here at SportsCenter. Thanks for stopping by, man. You guys are down 0-2 in this series. You guys are down 30-11 early. What allows you guys to take that punch and then come punching back off the ropes and then ultimately land this Game 3 knockout?
Man, that was exactly it. We took the punch. We didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice but to rally together, stay strong, stay together, continue fighting. That's what the series is now. We're down 2-1. We got to fight to even the series back up and, take home court advantage back.
As a guy that's been through a lot of playoff games, what's better than going on the road and the building's quiet when the game ends? What's more satisfying than that?
Man, it was just great to have a crowd like this.
Right?
It was amazing to come out here and play in front of these fans. Regardless, they were stacked against us, rightfully so. But it was just amazing to be in this environment. This is playoff basketball, and it's what it's about.
Look, we understand that Luka's a monster. The young man goes for 44. But as a team, Paul, you got plenty of guys that have been through it. Maybe not together as much, but individually and now to a degree you're starting to do it together. How much do you lean into what you guys have been through this time of year, and how much do you trust what you guys as a group understand about right now?
We trust each other. We trust each other. The first two games just wasn't us. We really got together. We talked it out. We figured each other out. We went through the growing pains. I think over the past two days. So we came out here. We had a game plan. We communicated. And when we're communicating, that's when we're at our best. And tonight we talked everything out, and we were able to get the win.
All right, one last thing, and I appreciate your patience with me. It's the simplest question, but if there's one thing that's the most important thing you guys did better that you have to do moving forward to have the series outcome you hope for that we saw tonight, Paul, what would you say that was?
Shrink the floor. We allowed them to play in too much space. We got to just be out there helping one another, and I thought we did that tonight.
Paul, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. Congrats on the big night and the victory, and thanks for stopping by, all right?
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes, indeed. three little things on this game. After falling behind by 19 points early, the Clippers come roaring back and actually led at the break. They're the first team to lead a playoff game at the half after trailing by that many since the 1998 Indiana Pacers. A big night for Kawhi Leonard. His time of year, he dropped 36 on 13 of 17 shooting, becoming the second player in the shot clock era to score 35 on 67% shooting in consecutive playoff games, joining LaMarcus Aldridge. And after a couple of embarrassing losses at home, Clips are back in the series. Could become just the fifth team in NBA history to win a best-of-7 series after losing the first two at home. 2017 Celtics were the last team to do that. So here's how we look as we do the accounting in the West. It's still early, but it was going to get late in a hurry if the Clippers weren't able to flip the script in this game as they were able to do. We will not have any sweeps, and we will see how long these series can go. Tim Legler with his thoughts on this game